Hey guys, it's Wes back here with another video. Bringing you a different kind of video today. I guess like a tips and tricks kind of thing. Can't remember how long it's been since I've done like a tips and tricks video. I think it was on paint markers. And that was a while ago, probably a good year. Yeah, a good year ago, I think. But anyways, just want to do like a tips and tricks for like Comic Cons, meet and greets and stuff like that. I'm not sure what to call this title yet. So, but anyways, I got a list right here. I'm just gonna give you, a bunch of stuff that you should do, you shouldn't do, and just stuff you're gonna be prepared for. So, number one, bring money. These Comic Cons, they drain your wallet. Let me tell you. They just, it's just so much money, and it ain't cheap sometimes, which I get. I did hear back in the day they used to, run these Comic Cons, and they used to just do free photos, and you would have to pay for the autograph. Nowadays you got to pay both for the photo and the autograph, and that kind of brings me to this point. Because I see a lot of people do it. They'll be waiting in line, and they almost get there, and they're like, oh, they're charging money for a picture, and it's like, oh yeah, that's how they make their money, and they get mad and they leave the line, and they're in line for a good hour or so. So just be prepared. These people are going to be charging for both photo and an autograph, so be prepared. If you don't have your own item, they will have 8x10s there as well. Some might have figures, some might have other stuff, but you're more than likely going to be paying up for that item. Sometimes they'll charge for the 8x10, sometimes it's free, but this should be free. I don't know why they would charge. I think, can't remember who was charging. I think it was Daniela Harris. She was charging like an extra like $5 for an 8x10. But it was already like 20 or 25, so you had to pay 30 for the autograph total. That's not even including the picture. But I brought my own item and did my own thing. But it was like, you're already paying 25 for the autograph. What's the point of charging for an 8x10? Which I guess 8x10s ain't cheap. I guess they're I get mine printed up at Walgreens for like $4, maybe $3, maybe sometimes $2.50 if I have that coupon. But let me go back to bring money. You're going to be spending a lot, like I said. You're going to be, try to guesstimate what these people are charging. Because they got ATMs there, and of course ATMs are a lifesaver, but you got all those charges and fees. I think my bank charges like $3.50 plus another dollar on top of that, and then they charge another 50 cents for all this other bullshit, and it's just you're just more money on top of that, and it just adds up. So try to bring as much money as you can, if you can, of course. Because like I said, you're going to be spending a lot. Number two is basically the same thing. So on these conventions websites, you might be able to pre-order a bunch of the autographs and photos. I would try to limit it on like autographs as much as you can, because sometimes you never know if they leave early, or if one line's really long and it's at the end of the day and they leave, you're out of all that money. They're non-refundable unless they're there the next day. But I try not to get as much pre-order autographs as I can, because sometimes you can miss them, sometimes you can forget about them, and then again you're just out all that money. So try not, I do like, maybe depending on the person too, if it's somebody like expensive and rare, go ahead and get them. But if it's somebody like, sorry about that. If it's somebody like, let's see who's easy to get. I'm trying to look around here. Sorry. Like Brutus Beefcake, you don't need a pre-order an autograph for him. He's just easy to get. Just go up to him and That's just me though. I would definitely pre-order photo ops. I think that's really convenient because the photo op line to buy it's pretty long. So it's just something that, in my opinion, that you should always, pre-order no matter what. It's photo ops. But yeah, as for autographs, I usually like to bring cash. But if it's somebody that's really rare, I'll go ahead and buy I'll go ahead and pre-order it. So yeah, number 3, try to do your research on the autograph. Sometimes these websites, these conventions, don't put up prices. And I see that happen all the time. And to me, it pisses me off because I just like to bring, exact amounts for these people. And, it really just pisses me off because, I just want to, I don't want to, go crazy and have to go to the ATM and go back here and then do this, do that. And it's just, what I usually like to do is I go to Google, say you're meeting Pee Wee Herman, and they got them advertised, but they don't got no prices. So I go on Google, type in Pee Wee Herman Comic-Con or meet and greet, and usually there's a bunch of sites that has like old from like 2-3 years ago that he went to, and then sometimes they'll have prices on there, and you just keep looking around and keep looking like an average price. So say if he's charging $40 in Arkansas, then like, I don't know, 50 in, Pittsburgh. I mean, try to bring an average of like $50-$55 just in case. That's just how I do it. I just type in the name of the person and then put Comic-Con or name of the person, meet and greets. Sometimes you can go on Google Images and look up, the same thing, like the person in Comic-Con, and sometimes a fan will post a photo, and sometimes it'll be right behind the table there, and sometimes you can really zoom in on the price tag. They got a little a price chart at the booth there, and sometimes you can see them in the pictures, and that also helps too. So just be prepared for that. That's how I do my research on if they don't have a price on their website. Next thing, try not to bring a shit ton of things to get signed. Personally, I kind of limit to like maybe 3 per person. It all depends on what the item is too. I mean, if you got a bunch of 8x10s, go ahead. That's easy to load up and stuff. But if you're like me, I got figures, belts, albums, just a bunch of stuff. And, it's just a pain in the ass to, do this, that. Try to limit it as much as you can. Plus, in my opinion, if you're getting like a lot of autographs, they're going to think you're going to sell it online, which, I see a lot of people do nowadays. And which is nothing wrong with that, but I don't want them to think that I'm a reseller. I want them to think I'm a big fan, and but I usually try to do it to like at least 2 to 3 per person, at least 2. My personal thing, this kind of goes off the charts, but I like to get one autograph just by itself, and then another autograph personalized to me. It's just something I like to do in case something happens, or in case when I pass away, they can sell the one that's, doesn't have my name on it. Because if you're selling something that has somebody's name on it, I mean, it's not really good. You don't want to buy an autograph with some dude's name on it. And, I mean, what's the odds it's going to be your name, So, that's just me. But, yeah, anyway, just going back on that, just try to limit how much you're going to bring. And yeah, so next would be paint markers. Like I said, I did a video on it, and again, pain in the ass sometimes for these paint markers, because you got to shake them up. You don't know if they're going to work. You know, I always say they're a hit and a miss, but I do always recommend them. And I think I always, you know, recommend using it maybe 1 or 2 Comic Cons and then throwing them away, because they're only like $3 at, you know, Michael's. But yeah, I just hate personally. I just hate seeing people with like 8x10s where they're getting signed in like a Sharpie, like black or blue Sharpie, and it just doesn't come out as great. With these paint markers, you know, you guys seen them on my channel. It's just, they just come out really clean and it pops out, and it's just, it's worth the money, because, yeah, I mean, you might be paying an average of $30 for an autograph, and you want that autograph to be good. So yeah, it really like kills me when I see somebody, you know, with like a black, like the photos back, or the background's black, and they sign with like a blue Sharpie and they can barely see it. It's like, what's the point of that? I definitely see it with figures all the time. I see it in black Sharpie, and I think I have like 1 or 2 that's in Sharpie, and I just hate it. You know, it's just like, I wish I would have gotten the paint markers earlier, but it is what it is. So yeah, just try to stay away from Sharpies if you can. Some stuff you can get Sharpies on, like I see a couple stuff behind the camera here. I got the Hammer signed by Alex Vincent. I got that in a black Sharpie. Got Daniela Harris, a clown mask there, in a Sharpie. So sometimes Sharpies are good. It's just depending on the item and depending on what the color of that item is. So I always say bring a paint marker, and yeah, it just turns out a lot better. So yeah, let's see, next one. So pretty much getting off from autographs and stuff would be hygiene. You know, do your basics. You know, shower, brush your teeth, deodorant. I can't tell you how many times I, you know, been in line with these people and I just smell just BO, or they just smell real bad. And you know, if I'm that celebrity and you come up to me and you know, you kind of, you know, you don't smell good, it's just gonna come off real bad. And just, you know, and it's a good not a good deed, but it's just an everyday thing that you should be doing. You know, I shower every day. I brush my teeth at least twice a day. I try. So it's just something that, you know, it's just or common courtesy is what it is. You should do it. You should know how to do it. You should do it pretty much every day. That brings me to my next point. Try to stay away from like real like nasty, greasy foods if you're gonna meet, you know, before you meet. Like stay away from like onions and garlic and stuff like that. Remember one time I think I ate a Philly cheesesteak, and man, my breath just smelled like just onions and peppers, and I think I was meeting somebody, and you know, before I came up to him, you know, I smelled my breath, and you know, it was like, it smells like onions, you know. So when I'm talking to him, you know, I'm talking to him low like this, you know, towards the ground, and I'm not talking to him as much as I want to, you know. It's just like, hey, how you doing, bye, kind of thing. So watch what you eat. I usually got a good tolerance on eating. I think I go like good 8 hours or so before I can eat something. It's just what I can do. It's what I can stand. Yeah, I think it's like 8 hours without eating anything. So it all depends on your guys' thing. Next, pretty much be prepared for long lines, especially for the popular people. I think the longest line I sat in was or stand-in was 3 hours. It was the Elvira photo op, and she was late on top of that, and there was just so many people in line. And yeah, I think Stone Cold was a good 2 hours, I think. There might be a bunch more, but you're probably looking at for a decent person, maybe a good half hour to an hour. Somebody that's not really too famous, you might be able to just meet them in like 10 minutes or so. Just saying, just be prepared, because, you know, bring headphones or something if you can, or bring a book, because you'll be waiting quite a while. Let's see. I'm pretty much down to my last one, which is try to be nice. I mean, again, that's common courtesy. Just, you know, say hello, how you doing? I usually like to say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, kind of stuff like that. It's just how I roll. I say please, thank you, and all that. Try to keep the conversation as short. Try not to talk their heads off. I do see times where people just jabbing away, and, you know, I kind of see a look on the celebrity's face, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you know. I can just, you know, it's just one of those things. Try to keep it short and sweet. I usually, you know, if it's a wrestler, I'll say, hey, you know, I grew up watching you. I remember so-and-so in this match. You were awesome. And, oh, yeah, thank you, and stuff like that. They sign your autograph, and, you know, see you later. Have a good one. Take care. That kind of thing. That's what I do. I just don't want to take up a lot of their time, especially if it's somebody that a lot of people want to meet. Sometimes you might not be able to have a conversation with them. I think people like Stone Cold, I think I had maybe not even like a 10-second conversation. It was really just sign, talk, go, bye kind of thing. So sometimes you might not be able to say, you know, just barely say hi to them. So just be prepared for that. Let's see. I think that's about it. I think I went over everything. But yeah, hopefully you guys can use this as like a guide, because I know when I first started Comic-Cons, it was just everywhere. I just couldn't figure out what's what. And, you know, there's so many people around, and you're kind of like shoulder to shoulder kind of thing. At least back in the day was. I know with this COVID stuff going on, it's probably won't be as crowded. But back in the day, it was like butt to butt, gut to gut. You know, you're trying to look for signs. You're trying to look for people. Usually with Comic-Cons, they have, you know, a section where they sell stuff, and they have a section where it's autographs. So with me, I mean, I usually like looking at this stuff. Me personally, I think stuff at conventions are kind of high price, or kind of like eBay prices, and I don't want to pay eBay prices for something that I can get on eBay, you know. So their stuff that they sell there, you know, these vendors, they just sell at a high price, and it's just no point for me to look. So I just go straight to the autograph section. You know, I usually like to make a list like this or something, you know, make a list of, depending on what you do too, or how many days you're going. Sometimes I can go to 2 to 3 days, and I figure out who's on which day, and who can I meet, who can I not meet, and try to meet that person within that day. So yeah, you're going to be running around a lot. You're going to be, you know, you're just going to be everywhere. And I'm hoping this video can teach you what I pretty much had to learn on my own, which is fine. You know, you learn from your mistakes, and now, you know, I think I guess you can say like a pro. But yeah, guys, hopefully this video helps. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, so again, hopefully it helps. And yeah, guys, you guys take care. Have a good one, and have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event. Coming down the aisle, Wes, the Autograph Acquirer.